Okay, I'm going to go over a couple of the apps that I use for recording through the side shot. Now, I film with an iPhone 6 Plus. A lot of guys use Androids. They love them. There'll be a lot of things that are similar and compatible, I'm sure. But let me go over this with you. The first app I use is just a regular stock camera app, okay? So we click on, it's going to pull up, default will be in the photo mode. We're going to pinch with our fingers to zoom out to fill up our screen, and we can see it's whited out. That's real simple to fix. All you do with the iPhone is you press and hold in the middle of the picture, and it adjusts the focus and the light just like that, and it locks it for you. Okay, we're looking at a tree about 140 yards away. Now, there's a little yellow box here, and it has a little sun-looking thing on it. If you just scroll up and scroll down, you can adjust your light and your dark. Now, slow motion works exact same way as video. On iPhone, you can zoom in, zoom out, do the exact same things. I've heard on the Android you can't do that, you can't zoom in. There's probably an app out there that can overcome that issue. I'm not sure, but I'm sure Android users will be able to find that out. The next app that I'm going to spend more time on is called Filmic Pro. This app is fantastic. Now, I paid about 15 bucks for this app. It's got a lot of great features, and I'll show you why they are important to the side shot. So we're going to go ahead and get into Filmic Pro. So we pull this up. You've got a bar on your right-hand side that you can use to adjust. It's going to look like this when you first pull it up, but we'll just zoom it in here like this. On the bottom, it gives you all your information about the app. There's, on the bottom left-hand corner, there's these colored circles. I don't use any of them. I haven't messed with them. I don't know what they're for. I'm sure one of you guys that's tech savvy is going to do that. The next one is a circle with these little half moon shapes around it. That's what I use. Okay, and then the A, I don't mess with that either. So if you press that little button right there in the lower left-hand corner, it's going to bring up two wheels. There's a wheel on your left and a wheel on your right. The wheel on the left is your exposure, your light and dark. Okay, you can adjust that just by rotating that wheel. On the right, you have your focus, so you can focus in exactly what you want to focus into. Let's get the exposure down where it should be. Let's take our focus. There we go. So we can just focus right in to what we want. And then again with the exposure, we can lighten this a little bit if we need to, or darken it if we need to, and you're set. Okay? So it's a manual focus and a manual adjustment for light and dark, which makes for some incredible videos. Now, when you want to lock this, you just touch the middle of the screen, and it's going to bring up a little circle and a square. They're both going to be red, meaning that it's locked. So when I get into a shooting scenario with this app, I typically leave that circle, the exposure, locked at the exposure that I want, so it doesn't go light or dark or anything if I'm moving from different scenery when I'm shooting at targets. The red square, however, you can press and hold, and you can adjust the focus. So here's an example. Let's say that you wanted to focus past something, like you had a, I don't know, let's say that you had a branch in front of a target, and you wanted to focus past that branch. The manual focus will allow you to do that. Let's say that your parallax on your scope only goes down to 25 yards. Well, say you have something at 10 yards and you want to focus in on that. By using this manual focus, you can actually focus right crystal clear through your scope, even though the parallax only goes to 25. You won't see the crosshairs in your picture, but you'll see the target in your picture clear as day. So a manual focus, manual exposure, it makes for some really good video taking. Now, I'm going to get out of this here for a second. I'm going to walk you through how to set up this app on your phone. Okay? In the very bottom of the middle, it's showing right now we're filming at 24 frames per second, 1080p. Okay, this phone can do 4K, and we'll switch to that here in a second. These zeros, it just shows you your time that you've been recording for. The battery life is right there on the right-hand side, and then underneath that it shows you how much memory you have. Obviously, I've used up a lot of my memory, so I need to erase some videos. Just to the right of that is your settings wheel. So click on the settings wheel. It pulls this up here for you. You've got resolution, frame rate, a bunch of different things here. What I'm going to talk about are the things that I use, meaning resolution, frame rate, device, hardware, and presets. Okay, I guess to say that in order, if we go to resolution, frame rate, device, presets, and hardware, that's all I use on this app. It's so full of stuff that I'm sure a lot of guys will use a lot of different things, but let me show you how to set it up for your first time. So if you want to be recording in 4K, these arrows right here where it says HD 1080p, we're going to jump up to 2K, 3K, 4K. We're up at 4K. Right now it's doing 24 frames per second. We can even go to 30 frames per second if we want to. Device, click on there. It says save to camera roll. I always have it saved to the camera roll. And then I always have it have an orientation locked. So those are the two things I always have set so that, it saves all your videos to your camera roll. The orientation lock, what's good about that is say you're lifting your gun straight up or straight down, your camera won't try to rotate. It'll always stay in this orientation to record your videos. So really important thing to have. So I click above this box to click out of it, and then I go down to hardware. Click on hardware. It's got all these different settings on here. The Osmo for mobile, DJI, I don't know what that is. But I do know that down here there's a COVR photo lens. And let me explain why this is important and neat to have. I'm going to get out of here real quick. I'm going to zoom in because now we're at 4K. We're going to click on this little button lower left corner, get our exposure right, get our focus focused in. Okay. There we go. And then we'll click in the middle. Okay. So back to the settings and this hardware. So the reason that the COVR photo lens is so neat on this app, and it's one of the only ones I've found that can do this, is the way the side shot works is it has a lens, and your phone reflects off that lens and looks down your scope, so that allows you to shoulder the gun properly and all the good things that come from that. Well, in doing that, it flips the image, and a lot of you guys have noticed this, I'm sure, that when you look at a sign, the words are backwards or whatever the case may be. So this app actually fixes that issue for you. You just click on that lens, and now left is left, right is right, and it's going to record just like this. It's the only app I've ever found that does this, that allows this, gives you a manual focus, a manual exposure, and then also flips the image for you. Okay? Really, really, really cool stuff here, guys. So now let's say we want to save this setting, okay? Because we've done everything, our resolution, frame rate, device, hardware. It's flipped, it's ready to go. So top right corner, presets, click on that. We are going to save the current setting as preset. Let you name it. So what I'm going to go ahead and do is name it 4K video. Well, just 4K, it's fine. Press save. Okay, now we've got the 4K setting. Awesome. Now let's say that we want to do some slow motion. Okay, so let's go back to resolution. You need to go down to 720p to be able to activate slow motion. So 720p, click above this box, click frame rate. Now you can click on 240 frames per second. So now you're running 720p at 240 frames per second. Click out of this, zoom in, here we go. So now we've got our 240 frames per second. We've got it locked, it's ready to go, it's awesome. Go back to the settings, little tab lower right hand corner, click on that, hit your preset. Now we want to save this as slow-mo, or whatever you guys want to name it, that's fine. So now we've got a 4K setting and a slow-mo setting. And what's cool about this is once you've got all your settings set up, right now I'm in slow motion. Let's say I want to do a 4K video. I just hit preset, hit 4K, and I load it. And it should load up, unless it froze. So right now we're in the slow motion setting in Filmic Pro. And the reason the presets are so cool is, let's say we want to go and do a 4K video. So we hit preset, we hit 4K, and we hit load. Now we can zoom in, press that little button on the lower left, brings up the wheels. We can get our our exposure right, we can get our focus just right, and then press in the middle and it locks them both. Then you can go ahead and you can start recording. This is a good way if you're got to do a quick hunt and say you've got rabbits that are running around or whatnot. Pick a desired distance where typically the rabbits are coming out at, say maybe, I don't know, 30 to 50 yards, wherever it's at, and then just get your exposure set and get your focus locked and just leave it right there. And if there's rabbits running everywhere and you're trying to shoot them, just press record, start recording. It's going to stay locked like this. Your exposure, your focus, it'll all be locked, so it'll be crystal clear when you're taking your shots at like moving targets. Or if there's something that's going to happen really quick, this is the way to do it. Okay? The other regular camera app, it will, when you hit something dark, it will try to brighten it up, and then when you go back to light, it'll white out on you. This one won't do that. So really, really great app. Love this app. I'll go over a couple more things. Okay, so right now we're recording. All right, well, we're going to record here in a second. I'll press record. Right there, red button. It's starting to record. And the reason I'm going to do this, I'm going to show you what you got to do here. So we've recorded about 10 seconds worth. Okay, awesome. So it's good to go. We did the record. Now, one thing about Filmic Pro that I've found, one downside, I guess you can say, is when you try to upload your video to social media, it will flip the video upside down. So I'm going to show you how to stop that from happening. Now, I put up another video here called Splice, and that video shows how to add videos together, how to edit them and everything. All you have to do is save your video in Splice, and then it sets your video up just like you took it. I don't know why it flips it upside down in social media, but it does. So here's what I do. So I click out of here, go to my photos, I go to my video right here. Awesome. So there's the video that I just took, right? Just did this here a second ago. Awesome video, really cool. All right, now I'll flip my phone straight up so that I can show you how to work Splice and save your video in Splice. So you click on Splice, going to pull up projects, start a new project. We're going to just use the app, the video that we just shot, press add, skip. I have another video on Splice that goes over all this stuff, and done. So here's our video we just took, Filmic Pro. Top right corner, click save, and save that video. Here we go. Awesome. So now that video that we just saved, which is here in our camera roll, right there, this video you can upload to social media and it won't be flipped upside down. So again, there's more tech savvy guys than me. I don't know why it does that, but if you save the video in Splice, it will allow you to just upload the video without having it turn upside down on you. So that's it. So here's one last thing I want to go over with you. So let's say that you've just taken the video with your regular camera app, which means that it didn't flip it and reverse it the way that it should be. Well, there's a free app that I use called Rotate and Flip, and it's so easy to use. It doesn't cost you anything, but what you're going to do is you just click Rotate and Flip. You've got your two videos up there. Let's click on one of the videos. Right here it's going to start playing the video. Well, let's select it, top right corner, select. Now, it has all these things down here at the bottom, these buttons, there's 4 of them. So the second one from the right is what we're going to click. You'll see me press it right here, and that flips the video. So you can do this post-production. So take all the videos in your regular camera app that you want to. You just flip it right here, press export. It says compatible with all video players. It's slow but more compatible, meaning that it takes longer to set up this way, but it works with more video players, or compatible with iOS and QuickTime. Whatever you want to choose. This one's really fast to convert it, but I just usually do the top one. So here we go, just waiting here for a second. And then we want to save the video, and it's saved. So we just flip the video, and that's all there is to it, guys. You just, again, hit rotate and flip, go to your select, pick out a video right here. Like here we go, we've got this coon that we shot. We can flip it just like that, export it. Awesome. It's so easy to do, guys. So again, you've got those different options. You can use your regular camera app. You can use Filmic Pro. The advantages to Filmic Pro, again, it flips the video that you're recording automatically. So left is left, right is right.